Super keen. Yeah, I'm actually really hyped to be getting in casting. So as fun as moderating all you cappers in the Twitch chat is, I will enjoy getting a bit of casting done as well. So looking towards commanders here, now we've got a chance to. So Fahu's going to be running Lend-Lease, Guard Motor, and also Advanced Warfare. So pretty standard loadout these days, I'd say. I mean, Lend-Lease is becoming more and more popular. We've seen it a fair bit on Kolodny. People really getting into that M4C Sherman play, enjoying that. Conscript Repair is obviously always awesome as well. Certainly is a big plus. Main problem, I'd say, with that commander is I still feel that those M4C Shermans are a little bit lackluster when it comes to their penetration, especially against heavies. In particular with the changes to allied tank destroyers. Yeah, in particular with the changes to allied tank destroyers, I feel like they don't really match up to a lot of other choices when it comes to fighting in the late game. However, if you can get an early lead, I mean, they can definitely pay off. And T-3485s, you know, was awesome at the moment. Guards are pretty fantastic. Mark target also awesome. Then Advanced Warfare is something we don't see a lot of. It's been a while since we've seen PPSH conscripts, but I've always been a big fan of them, so I hope we get to see some PPSH conscripts. I really enjoy the play style involved there, how aggressive it is. Conscripts running around everywhere.
I still think it's one of the nicest commanders, actually, Advanced Warfare. The only issue I really have with it is they took away the Sturmovik attack from a strafe. Sorry, they made it a strafe, whereas it used to be a loiter, I believe, when it first came out. But, you know, oh, actually, Fahu's gone in for Advanced Warfare, so maybe he was listening in on that.
I really hope he was. That'd be so polite. I would feel really good. All the warm and fuzzies in my heart if Fahu decided to lock it in just for me.
But it's just such a good versatile one. You know, you normally see people pick armored assault or partisans straight away for the intel. So you know, radio intercept, very good ability on this commander. Going to give Fahu that extra intel he needs to make sure his teching is always above his opponents. PPSH conscripts, I think this is such a nice upgrade because they just become so flexible if you are going to go heavy on the conscripts. Conscript repairs, again, just so useful on the vehicles. It means your engineers, if you're going to go for minesweepers, can be on the field constantly rather than needing to maintain the vehicles. And then, of course, you know, T-3485s, Sturmovik attacks. The strafes can still be really good if you know how to manage the directions that it comes on the map properly. So, still a very strong commander. It does have the disadvantage, though. I think a lot of the commanders with radio intercept have a disadvantage that you want to use them really early on, and of course that gives your opponent the chance to counter you with their commander pick. So we'll see if Theodosis does manage to pick an advantage when he spots what it is.
Yeah, certainly a good point there, and Theodosis does have a pretty broad range. I mean, like Jaeger armor, lightning bore, mobile defense. It's a good, solid all-round composition when it comes to commander choices. Fahu going to open up, I guess, fairly support weapon heavy here, and suits the capping order as well. So he started off with that Maxim and the mortar here early, which tends itself towards control over the bottom VP, munitions and fuel point, and also aggression towards those central garrisons. Obviously, the earlier you get the mortar out, the easier it is to start displacing these MG42s inside the garrison.
Just been told the score was wrong then, which is really weird. Wasn't Fahu on the left side? Wasn't he the left?
Fahu was the left, yeah, Fahu.
So I thought, you know, the factions would be reversed and I'd put it on that side. Apparently that doesn't happen, whereas I think it should.
Oh, right, but, yeah, the player but down the bottom of the HUD.
The player cards, yeah, okay, they don't reverse, even though they've reversed sides, so I'm like, okay, whatever, we'll just, you know, we'll forget about that. But thank you for telling me, of course. Scores have been changed now. Theodosis was the one that won the first game here. Look at this push, though, from Theodosis, trying to get in that house that would give him control over some of the strategic points on the right-hand side there. Pioneers now trying to navigate their way around the suppression of the Maxim, but it does open up fire way too quickly for the Pioneers. They are now suppressed, and I think Fahu will be able to remove that squad fairly easily. Second Maxims as well, adding to the suppression. Theodosis got to get that squad out of there now.
Yeah, that old Co-1 strat not working out quite as intended, but it kind of does at the same time, because the Pioneers gets suppressed, but it does give the MG42 time to get inside the church, and takes the Maxim quite low as well. So it does look like Fahu's going to come off ahead in this engagement thanks to the mortar, however. It's mortar v mortar shelling, and really whoever wins the engagement gets control over the middle, and also potentially the cutoff of Fahu, especially with this mortar getting flanked by the Grenadiers.
Not sure if that required a full retreat there, to be honest, but look at this. Fahu managing to take a pretty pivotal building on the western side of the map, has made a full retreat of Theodosis' forces in the middle. Maxims are now going to be able to hopefully prevent the strategic point being captured. They do another retreat, so this is pretty big actually from Fahu. I'd say he's got a great opportunity now to do some decapping and maybe move those Maxims up into some positions where Theodosis isn't going to be able to get back out onto the map again.
For sure, I certainly agree with that. Fahu looking to deny the fuel here as well, going not only for the cutoff, but also for the victory point, which is a requirement to get rid of those munitions and fuel income on the top side of the map. Do love this aggressive decapping. So if the Maxim can get the decap here, I'm not sure if it's going to stick around. It might just go back to the church, unless Fahu wants to try and get the VP. Might end up getting the Maxim forced off here, but we'll give him control over the middle. At the moment, 2 VPs, has the fuel and munitions connected. Really nice income.
Yeah, and it's really nice as well, these support armies at the moment. I've seen a lot of this today. Last week was very kind of call-in structured. A lot of those players we saw last week really just relying on off-map everything. I've not really seen any of that today at all. There's been nice support builds, plenty of action going on all across, a lot of abilities used. So really loving these styles of gameplays, and you know, mortars focusing on the MG in this house right now. You've got mortars from Theodosis trying to deal with the conscripts on the north, dangerously close to getting flanked and killed there. Already loses one model, going to be forced to retreat. And again, you know, like so much map territory capped for Theodosis. Now we're seeing a return from Fahu. Great comebacks again, probably just like the last game.
Yeah, and this, I mean, this looks like a bad engagement for Fahu because he's dropping so many models, but look at this Grenadier score, it's actually super low. This garrison could go down here. One more mortar shell. The mortar shell's going to hit any second. That was ballsy from Theodosis sticking around. So even though that engagement didn't look amazing for Fahu in terms of manpower bleed, it gets this garrison really low, and it lets him keep the caps going. So even if it's not super cost efficient, it is in terms of his map control and his income.
We're seeing demo charge on the right VP at the moment from Fahu. Yeah, we are. That's going to be lethal. And again, you know, the last thing you want as Axis is to be losing squads. It's one of the things that makes the demo charge so brutal against the Axis forces, especially as we do have the Minesweeper on the field at the moment, but I'm pretty sure that Fahu isn't going to let the Minesweeper get that far. So pretty much, hopefully guaranteed a squad wipe there. Going to make it very, very difficult for Theodosis. We will need to rebuild that squad if he's going to stay alive on the map. And one of the other things as well, you know, I really don't want to see Theodosis pick mobile defense here. You know, one of those things, if Fahu does get a tier 3 up very, very soon, he may be forced into going for that, because he just hasn't had that fuel income he needs yet. You're
right, I mean, he hasn't had the fuel income, yeah, but he's also not in a terrible position. Yeah, look, it's always a tough one. I mean, you always see mobile defense as that reactionary commander. It's never ideal for the Wehrmacht. It's just like there's no Tiger in that commander. Essentially, there's just there are much better ones. You want to go for a Tiger, like Lightning Wall would be so much better. You have the Stuka close air support. You have the Tiger as well. If you need to go for the reactionary commander, if you need the Puma out, mobile defense can be good, but there certainly are other ways to deal with the T-70 nowadays, especially with the nerfs to the Maxim and the fact that you just tend to have more map control as Wehrmacht at this stage in the game, given the Maxims don't have the same level of oppression they used to. T-70s are out a bit slower, it gives you more time to get up a response. I mean, you can have that 2-2, you can have packs up as well, in addition to the Grenadiers, maybe some telemines down, so there certainly are other responses to it. So yeah, I think you're right. I would like to see something other than mobile defense in this game.
I think it's going to be very difficult for him if he plays it reactionary. I just noted Fahu was trying to bait with the mortar, then oh, there's a good opportunity to blow the demo there, but now he's lost vision. He actually walked his mortar right up to the Gren squad, just to try and lead them around a little bit, but Theodosis did not take the bait at all there. He needs to be very careful if he runs these conscripts in and the scout card triggers the demo charge. That will be very, very unfortunate.
Fahu's definitely trying to bait the engagement, you can tell here. Playing around with it, the conscript's playing around, but at the moment Theodosis is having none of it, playing around at max range with that 222.
Yeah, I think he's wiser to that, to be honest. He capped from the northern side of that VP as well, so it's one of the things, if you're going to leave a VP for a long amount of time, you'll probably expect that something like that is going to happen.
I think Fahu suffering from the classic "my combat engineers are really busy building mines and stuff" syndrome, where you would love to get your tier building up, but your combat engineers are just too busy. There are too many important things on their schedule. Rather than building your damn tier 3, you should build another engineer squad. They are finally back at base, so hopefully we'll see that going up soon for him.
Everything's gone very, very static at the moment. This is the problem sometimes with support play, is that you can get yourself into positions where it is going to be a deadlock, but the mortars are apparently about to change with that. We could see a demo charge wipe the squad of grenadiers here. In fact, when that mortar does give the retreat, it could be a perfect time for that to happen. He's casually walking them back as well, baiting the grenadiers in. Could it be now? Doesn't blow the demo. He must be baiting that. In fact, he's going to set up the mortar again, I think.
I just have to hold my breath every time the demo comes off. I'm not sure why Fahu didn't blow it. That was certainly a good opportunity. I'm pretty sure he had vision there as well.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that maybe he was focused on that particular engagement. Now he's forced to retreat. I don't think Theodosis is going to try the rifle grenade. Still no commander lock-in. Something like G43s would be really, really potent here.
So we should see Fahu start to power spike a little bit. Hopefully getting some of these conscripts upgraded with those PPSHs is going to help out. And so the T-70 is on the way here, and this is a big problem. 56 fuel late. That's how late the T-70 is, and that's why Fahu has no map control at the moment. The T-70 could have been here minutes ago. Instead, it's 60 fuel late. It's going to have a much smaller impact. Theodosis, he's already got the pack out, has the grenadier squads on the field, and he's got a lot of map control as well.
Difficult situation though. I think Fahu now has to pick a direction to go as well with the T-70. He's going to have to be careful because Theodosis may have been planting talamines. I haven't seen any just yet, but it's quite a possibility as Fahu hasn't been around those areas of the map for a long time now.
Yeah, Theodosis has
gone... Oh, could be a blown up scout car here. Oh, just a little far off, and Theodosis still isn't taking the bait. It's got to be so obvious what Fahu's doing here, though.
Fahu has the world's steadiest trigger finger, I think, Stormless. It's just rock steady. He doesn't pull it too early. He waits for the perfect opportunity, and I think these demos are going to pay off late game. I think one's going to kill a tiger or something because Fahu's just kept his finger there. He's not pulling it. He wants to keep the demos alive. They haven't been swept yet. Just wants to chill with it. In terms of telemines, there is one. It's above the bottom VP. There's a teller over there at the moment. The T-70 is currently playing around the top VP.
Like Grenadiers nearly actually finished off a max and then decide to retreat instead, allowing Fahu to escape with his maxim. That may have been a mercy retreat, you know. May have felt a twinge of sympathy for Fahu in his current position at this point. Here we see the mortar, which is barraging the VP. That is not what Fahu wants right now, as it may trigger this demo charge prematurely.
Certainly could. Very close. He's getting there. So Fahu starting to regain a little bit of map control here. Has at least stabilized the VPs somewhat. 322 VPs for Fahu, 409 for Theodosis. T-70 now on this bottom VP where there is a telemine. See if there's any play around that area. And currently the demo survived.
Say, Theodosis must know that's there because he's continually barraging that. So he must have an inkling that something's there.
Yeah, must have some sort of an idea.
Sorry, say that again?
Must have some sort of an idea. You're right. It is. Maybe it's just how hard Fahu's been trying to bait him. It just just has an inkling. You do have that sixth sense sometimes when you're playing Code 2. It's like, there's a mine on this door, or there's like a demo here, and where is this T-70 going? Tell me a story, Stormless.
No idea.
Stormless, tell me a story.
It's going right up the left-hand side of the map. It looks like he's trying to take out the bunker, so maybe he'll go for a mad left-hand push with all of his infantry, but it's a little bit too much. We see the AT guns coming back. The scout car might return to base as well. Needs to be careful of this Faust. Fahu not paying attention whatsoever. Grenadier's going to get the Faust now, making it incredibly easy for a scout car to potentially come in here. He hasn't got the munitions for the repair either, so scout car could do very, very well in this position.
Scout car's coming in from behind it, and not only is there a scout car, there's a telemine on the road, and that's the most obvious retreat path for the T-70. Conscripts are going to come in here as well, but they don't have the munitions for an AT grenade. Fahu, no!
I think he tried to call bait then. Didn't get away with it, and now he's going to try and close the scout car with the PPSHs. May get the kill here. Of course, he is running, so he doesn't get the same accuracy there. And in fact, the scout car will get away. Look at this, though. Fahu's having to rebuild the T-70 15 minutes into the game. And this is going to give Theodosis a huge advantage, considering he's just brought the Panzer IV out onto the field.
Fahu fell into the biggest facepalm moment for any Soviet player. It's where you URA a conscript squad to throw an AT grenade, but you burn too many munitions by URAing, and you don't have the munitions for an AT grenade. It is the worst feeling as a Soviet player.
Didn't need to use the URA either, as he was standing right next to the scout cars. It's really, really unfortunate. Just out of interest, I mean, I'm not a grid key user. Is it a possibility that those two buttons are next to each other on grid keys? And that it was a very unfortunate mistake?
Yes, I'm pretty sure on grid it's like X and C. I'm pretty sure that's right. Oh, and the demo up the top gets the Grenadier squad as well. Fahu finally finds the shot he was looking for, finishing off that Grenadier squad, forcing a retreat with that Maxim. That was a beautiful play.
Yeah,
that is a possibility. I'm pretty sure they're on X and C.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not a good keys user. I'm pretty sure Fahu is. It doesn't look like the kind of thing he would normally do, so I think maybe, we'll call it fat fingers. Accidentally hitting the wrong one.
T-70 is getting chased down by the P4 now. P4 is running it in. The Ziskan could save it here. The P4 will take one more shot. Doesn't look like it. And there was also a mine on the road, so the P4 lucky with the direction it decided to go in.
Yeah, you can tell as well, Theodosis is actually like reversing the same directions he drives because he knows that they're safe spots. I think he's well aware that there's going to be a mine in that area too. He hasn't been able to get the Pioneers over to scout that area yet, so he does have to be so careful when he's using tanks like that because it could go very, very wrong. Here we go, we can hear that Fahu's still getting intel in through his advanced warfare commander, so he understands more Pioneers have come out on the field.
Certainly aware of that, and the repairs are needed for Theodosis. With both the 222 and the P4 now out on the field, really is important to have as many repairs as possible. Thankfully, Fahu's managed to bank a few munitions. At least one of these conscript squads will have the PPSHs for that increased GPS. Has been great unit preservation from him so far. I don't think we've seen him lose anything yet.
I don't know, but that time is getting dangerously close. Look at this. Panzer IV takes another shot from the AT gun. May get a final one off if he uses attack ground. Doesn't go for that option. Maxims, double Maxims actually going in to suppress and remove these Grenadier squads.
Maxim. Sniper here as well from Theodosis.
Oh, look at this scout car. Man, look how close it is to that mine.
He's just chilling.
I don't know if he's going to bait.
No, he's chilling. He's alright.
There we go. Minesweepers.
Theodosis just knows, man. He just knows.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good map knowledge, really. He is just playing with what is expected to be there. It was so close to that, and, it's just the correct thing to do is get the minesweepers in first. Always be careful with your vehicles like that. And it's a real shame, because Fahu is, obviously doing the correct thing with the way that he's laying his demos and his mines. Not getting the rewards for it.
Yeah, only the one Grenadier squad so far, and he really has been investing into it, you're right. This sniper, I don't know, from Theodosis, I'm not really sure why he went for it. There are a few support weapons out in the field for Fahu, so it makes sense in that, but it's such a big micro sync. When you have a Panzer IV, when you have a 222, and you've got these Grenadier squads, you've got Pioneer squads running around repairing, you've got MGs, you've got packs, and you've got mortars to replace. Going for snipers earlier is nice because you have the micro to invest into it, but when it comes later into the game, and it doesn't have any veterancy, it really becomes more of a hindrance than a help the later that the game goes on. So I can see why Theodosis decided to go for it, but I'm not sure how it will go.
Interesting territory that we're kind of in at the moment. The MG in the middle from Theodosis just packs up as the conscripts roll on, meaning that they don't get the suppression. They're huge shot from the Panzer IV though. 5 models down on that conscript squad, and then the finisher from the MG. Absolutely beautiful.
Oh lordy!
So unfortunate there for Fahu, and I know he's going to be gutted with that.
I would call that a collateral Stormless. I'm pretty sure the P4 shell went through one conscript, went through another conscript, exploded on 2 more conscripts, and then the MG gunner just finished them off. That was insane and brutal.
1945 factions running out of ammunition. They've been asked to use it in the most conservative way possible by multi-killing units.
C70 still being active. The top will be at least forcing away these individual squads. Nice to still be using those light tanks, those light vehicles when there's like P4s out in the field. There certainly are counters. You've got to be smart when it comes to the play. Looking towards FAPs, 277 for Fahu, 381 for Theodosis. So Theodosis is looking pretty good here. And he's just playing so intelligently. Never does Theodosis, and everyone can learn from this, never does Theodosis drive his P4 where he knows the minesweepers haven't gone. Where he knows that Fahu could have had combat engineers building mines. Not once has he parked the P4 over a dangerous area. Every time he stops and says, no, I haven't swept this area with my minesweeper yet, and then he pulls back. He never goes too aggressive. You can lose games by going too aggressive, by looking for squad wipes. You've got to be like, okay, where was my opponent? Did he have map control? Have I swept this area? Could there be mines? In this case, yes, there could be mines. Theodosis is playing very intelligently.
Yeah, it's really nice to see when you do get players that are doing this properly, and he's saved himself so many potential squad wipes, and you know, now of course that he knows that Fahu has been using mines and things like that. The other benefit as well is when you kind of diffuse a couple of mines, your opponent tends to stop using them after that. So he has a little bit of comfort now, perhaps with his vehicles, that Fahu's probably not going to waste too much munitions with mines anymore. So I think you have a little bit of peace of mind at this stage as well for that.
Yeah, for sure. So
the interesting one as well is 70's going to go up against the scout car here. It's going to trip on the telemine. Oh, that's a close one. Fahu having no idea how close he got there. Scout car's baiting. This is a little bit of a return now. Theodosis is trying to bait. Neither player falling for it though.
Look, trying to pull a Fahu, it doesn't end up working. Fahu lives for this one. And he's going to be heading up towards these T-3485s. Yeah, not sure what it's doing either. It's kind of just chilling. It's probably going to go down here. It could be a couple of squad wipes. In fact, the combat engineer is just going to get away with this. Maxim certainly isn't.
I think he's going to be really disappointed with that. Maxim's squad just kind of ran into the flamer, no real control there. Looked like probably a misclick had occurred at some point. But really unfortunate loss there, because he's just relying on that right now to pen down the Grenadiers that keep running in. And Theodosis just controlling this game, just slowly eating away at his opponent. But now we have the T-3485 coming in, as you so rightly said. And let's see if this makes any difference whatsoever to the game right now.
Hopefully it will. Hopefully Fahu can have an impact with it. With that being said, the commander choice here from Theodosis is just perfect. Lightning Wall is an excellent choice. Looking towards his fuel, he's got the fuel now for the Tiger, just needs one more CP. Already has the manpower saved up, has the pop cap saved up as well, so he's ready to go to be calling that one in. Also has a fair bit of munitions, so the Stuka close air support is also going to be an option. It's going to be Fahu's going to be in a really rough position. He's running low on everything. Not much manpower, not much in terms of munitions. The conscript squads don't have PPSHs. Yeah, there's a... He could be in trouble.
Well, at the same time, I mean, Fahu has a good combination here. Double AT guns going to stop this Panzer IV when it does come in.
That's true.
T7, T70 and T3485 for the infantry. Panzer IV in a very dangerous position right now. If they could block with one of the tanks and maybe get the T34 with some shots in, this is a very dangerous position for this Panzer IV right now. 2 AT guns launch in. It's a huge shot. Can one more shot from the T3485 do it? Fahu's going to have to give chase. He was a little bit lax there. Using the strafe as well to try and push off the infantry. A missed opportunity for Fahu. What a shame there.
Blitzkrieg comes out, and what was that P4 doing? That was not a location you want to have a P4. Just ran right into a double Zisgun T-3485. The area was not scouted. At least there were no mines there. That's certainly a plus. But yeah, odd choice. And this time, now it's Fahu running the T-3485 in, but he actually manages to wipe the pack on. The Faust goes off as well. The pack's going to be recrewed here. What do we have? Where's the follow-up from Theodosis? He can call him the Tiger now, but is he going to?
Yep, Tiger is just hitting the field right now. Conscript Squad in the south has survived for ages, but lack of preservation there from Fahu. Loses another squad. He's not going to be happy with that, but of course he is microing the engagements at the top to the best of his abilities. And to be fair to him, he nearly was able to get a triple cap there, trading a couple of support units as well. Axis MG's been stolen, which is good. Kind of makes up for the Maxim that he gave away early on. Here comes the difficult part though. What does he have against the Tiger at the moment?
This 222 is doing some damage as well. This could be another conscript squad going down. The burst from the 222 is about to come through. Oh, the 222 isn't chasing. It's trying to back away. The conscript squad is going to survive on next to nothing here from the looks of things. Yeah, it does survive. That was actually really important for Fahu. That was his last conscript squad. So his last access to AT grenades and late game vetted infantry has lost so much of that. 2 conscript squads having gone down so far.
Look at this force from the Axis at the moment. It's a huge army about to tear through the center. And Fahu's actually, I want to say he's kind of like suffering for being spread out a little bit, but at the same time, when he does get all of his units together, he's going to be presented with airstrikes from the Axis in the close air support Stukas. And when that happens, I mean, he doesn't have any anti-air at all. He's about to go for a Katusha added into this mix, which yeah, I think it's not a bad idea, but of course it's only going to take the right kind of flank for this to go wrong. Tiger being a little bit ballsy on the right hand side there. Oh, it looks like it's heading towards that mine.
Theodosis, stop playing with my heartstrings. If you decide not to drive over a mine, don't make it look like you're going to. I really can't take it.
I mean, it's so bizarre really, because you know, one of these mines could completely change the game. It nearly has on a couple of occasions. I mean, if any of these tanks had driven over a mine like the Panzer IV, it would have gone down to the T-3485 there. But here we go, Katusha's on the field. Be interested to see how he uses that one. It's not like Theodosis is actually that clumped together, so Katusha may not be overly powerful.
Yeah, it might not be amazing here. Fahu's just going to have to find the right engagement to use it initially. Hope maybe put some pressure on the middle from the looks of things, and then follow that up with a caddy barrage, force up a heap of the squads from Theodosis. Still has a decent amount of AT with double Zis gun and this T-3485, so not a terrible position there. We should see the caddy barrage any second now. Any second now. Come on, Katusha, work it out. Needs to get over there.
Max range. Yeah, I think he's going to go for the big spread. There we go. Let's see whereabouts he's aimed this one. Actually gone for house removal there. Oh, nearly manages to wipe the MG. Another barrage might do it. Just misses out on that one.
Yeah, not going to be finishing off. At least gets the house. Consolidation prize. Fahu really wasn't properly set up for that. Should have waited until the Katusha got into a better position before forcing the issue there. Yeah, it was an interesting choice. But
I'm actually really keen to see what happens. I mean, there's a lot of demo charges that are on the right-hand side that are going to protect Fahu, so he set himself up for a comeback if Theodosis tries to push too far. And
demo?
Here we go, first couple
What?
could be coming in. I don't think he'll blow the demo on the Panzer IV, if I'm totally honest. Oh, he does! He blows one of the demos up. Now Theodosis is going to know. Is he going to reverse into the other demo, though? This could be catastrophic. Does Fahu have the vision, though? He doesn't. He doesn't blow it. Missed opportunity at the moment. He will see it with the Pioneers, maybe. Very unfortunate. Let's have a look at the rest that's going on. The Stug tearing in through the center, trying to get the T-70. T-70 should go down here.
Yeah, Stug's going to find it, and all of a sudden everything's going to be wiped out for Fahu as he backs away. What happened with the demo? I don't understand.
Don't know. It looks like he blew it late.
That was the bait of the century, Stormless. That would have gone down the history books. You blow up the front demo first, and as the P4 retreats over the spot it's already gone over, you blow up the other demo and kill the P4. That was worthy of General Gentleman swag points. That was just, it could have been magnificent, and we don't see it pulled off from Fahu, unfortunately, and that means Theodosis is in an insanely good position. Still has the Tiger up, P4 still alive, Stug's alive as well after taking out the T7. He's starting to get a bit of veterancy as well. We see Fahu going for another T34, but a 76, I think.
Yeah, it does look like the 76 variant at this point. It's really nice to see Axis with 4 vehicles on the field and a decent infantry army. It's not really something you get to see too often, I would say. But really good preservation from Theodosis. He's already 1 game ahead at the moment, so Fahu really has to get himself into gear if he's going to come back from this. Katusha, not sure where that's firing at the moment. Looks like he's trying to pick off the mortar. But again, you know, Theodosis hasn't been that bunched up that I think the Katusha is going to get to great effect here. 4 kills, and for the amount of amount of resources he's spent on it, which could have been another T-34-85. Don't know if that's quite worked. Maybe could have gone better with a mortar and another vehicle, to be honest.
Yeah, look, there could have been better choices. I mean, I've seen a T-34-85 wipe 4 models in a single shot, so hasn't really had a big impact thus far. It's going to take something pretty miraculous for Fahu to come back in this one, especially with how safe Theodosis is playing. Ziskun's setting up against the Tiger here.
Interesting, the 76 like it's going to go in as well. Again, I don't think it's going to be able to penetrate the front. Fahu realizes that as well. We've got an 85 going. It looks like he's going to try and secure this VP. I wonder if he'll cap with the vehicle. We'll see if he decides to cap with the T-34-85 there.
Yeah, should do. He has the secure mode available, though he's rotating squads down at the same time, so that's also going to be an option. T-34-76 actually going in here. Oh, and it finds it!
Yeah, nice little pick up there. Those things are really going to count right now as well. Nice that Fahu's also using minesweepers now on the south, making sure his units didn't get wiped there. 2 of the engineers going in.
Really loving the pressure on multiple sides of the map here. Fahu can't take a heads-up engagement, so he's splitting the pressure onto multiple VPs. T-34-76 could be in trouble, though. The Tiger's facing up against it. It's going to start chasing as well. They're just going to need to set up. The P4's actually flanking both of them. This T-34's in serious trouble. The P4 dodges it. Oh, it doesn't.
Oh, no, it doesn't. But of course, Fahu's other T-34-85 is pushing the base again. I'm not sure what the hell's going on here. That T-34-85 needs to get back, needs to help the situation with the Panzer IV and the Tiger here. It looks like both AT guns could get wiped at the stage.
Look at this T-34-85. I'm helping. Bro, you're not helping. You're 1v1ing a pack while it's reinforcing. That's a terrible idea. Oh, this is going to end so badly.
Oh, look. Grenadiers come out. They're going to be able to get the Faust, and the Stug is coming in to try and kill this. It's now engine damaged in the opponent's base. This is basically a gift. I mean, by the way, the odds of this getting abandoned are very, very high. So he could be gifting a T-34-85 to his opponent here. This is exactly why you don't drive into your opponent's bases. Come on, let's see it abandoned.
Come on, I want to see the abandon. That's a little bit disappointing. It will be the Caddy Barrage and the IL-2 combination, however, it doesn't find the squad wipes. It probably doesn't find the squad wipes that we need. It does find a couple of squad wipes, but we're going to get the surrender coming out from Fahu. There really wasn't much he could do. Clearly, the T-34-85 driver had the wrong directions on his map, lost his way to the engagement, and instead found himself 1v1ing a pack while it was reinforcing, so not an ideal situation to be in.
You see, I think this is the problem with radio intercept. I mean, clearly the T-3485 was receiving commands to return to the Axis base, and it confused him. So, you know, that's the disadvantage of that.
Clearly a problem. Relic, please fix. Number one big issue for the game. Yeah, so
Well,
I'd say the beginning of the end there was a T-70 that was 60 fuel late. That's it's never good.
yeah, I mean, a couple of things. Obviously, T-70, as you say, being late. T-70 driving up the left-hand side of the map to attack base. I kind of like, actually, it did get the medic bunker, I think, earlier on. I'm not sure if it did actually.
No, it didn't quite get it. It was a one shot away
No.
from getting the medic bunker when it died. So,
Yeah. But I mean, if you're going to do that kind of thing, you have to be sure that you're keeping your eye on that unit, because obviously it can go very, very wrong very, very quickly, which it did. You know, you have to make sure that you are going to be getting that unit out of there with speed. And again, it just all went wrong from there. He probably could have saved it had the conscripts not URA'd as well. So a little bit of a micro fault there. Nevertheless, though, first game was absolutely excellent, and the second game obviously didn't go quite as planned for Fahu. That is, of course, 2-0 to Theodosis, which means that Theodosis is going to progress into the next round.
Certainly, GG.
Yep, and because it's GG and we're moving on around, we are going to give away another commander. So, guys, get your votes in now. Reset the raffle. So, guys, get your raffle on. We're going to be giving away another one of the more recent commanders to one of the players in chat. And whilst we line up the next game as well, we'll have a quick look through what is happening in the brackets at the moment. I don't know if you got the brackets open as well.
Yeah, I can get them open, so just have a quick flick over them. Sure they're around here somewhere. Get that refresh on.
Okay, so DevM, of course, doing very well at the moment. Actually, in fact, DevM is one of the semi-finalists already. He hasn't lost a game at all today, so he is basically what Paula was last week. This is about the stage that Paula did drop a game, so will DevM have a clear running? He's definitely on form, as we saw earlier. Tomikaze got knocked out by Findeed, so that bracket, again, completely dominated by DevM there. He's waiting for either GN21 or Sochador to take his place. GN21, by the way, must be very good. He wiped out Siberian first. He wiped out Stefan as well, who's a high-ranking player too. Now he's already taken one game against Sochador, so...
Do you know GN21?
I don't know who that is.
Whether that's a Smurf or something, I wasn't sure, but I've never heard of him either, so I was just...
Interesting to see new players that are doing well, if it is. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it certainly is, yeah.
Easy here as well. He looks like he's gotten himself an invite to the tournament. Yeah, he's in the quarterfinals, so I think he qualifies as one of the remaining 8. He did drop 2 games against Cruzy though, so clearly needs to do a little bit more practice before the finals come around.